But I am tired of the same people, of the same things. I want to escape now, to another place now, but with you, 'cause I don't want to be alone. Tell me if you want to follow me now, to follow me. Take me to your arms and never leave me. Don't leave me, boy. Tell me if you want to follow me now, to follow me. Take me to your arms and never leave me. Don't leave me, boy.
For the upcoming right-hander, brake 30 meters later and ease off the pressure.
Hello everybody, welcome to Evolution Sim Racing and welcome to the GT3 Championship in its 9th season here on our wonderful channel. back on the Evolution Sim Racing channel this evening from the fabulous Misano. This place is a very tricky place indeed. It's a circuit that was designed initially for motorbike racing and has housed a lot of many different series all over the world, from GT cars to touring cars. Even my beloved Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship comes here every single season. My name is Chaz Draycott, delighted to be in the commentary box here tonight. However, I'm not delighted to be on my own. My beloved Dara Thacker is not here tonight. Funnily enough, though, he is actually in Florence in Italy, not too far from Misano actually. He's just down the road from the joint, so he's not too far a stone's throw away. I wonder if we could potentially hear him from the distance down there. Just trying to work on something at the moment, if you will just indulge me for a minute, because we have had a slight update to some of our graphics, the championship standings graphics, which has meant that they are, well, for me at the moment, just not quite working. But yeah, so just give me 2 seconds and I'll sort those out for you, and they will be coming up. Okay, I found out what the issue was. There was just a slight problem with it getting the source in as such to show us exactly what was going on. This is how the championship looks in the elite standings. Andrew Dawson top of the pile up there at the moment, and he's just ahead of Justin Eloff in the Lamborghini. A good run of form by both drivers, although last time in round 7, an 8th and a 9th place for them. We have Tristan Dinnebrega in 3rd position ahead of Serd Plug. 2 race wins in the middle of the season have been the only highlights for him so far. As you can see, he's having a bit of a tough time otherwise for Vulcan Motorsports. Sam Derbyshire going well next up as well, his teammate in the Corvette. After missing 2 races, he got 2 podiums and then again has been up and down. Arthur Thurtle and Adam Watson both with podiums recently. Yanis Albert taking the win in the 2nd race of the night at Virginia, with Tim Perry in 9th ahead of Lewis Kenyon. As you can see though, it's ridiculously close in the elite class at the moment. Over in the pro class, well, Matt Hoyland and John Breitenbach have been 2 of the stars to watch. Kalle Leskinen's been going well in his BMW. Chris Jennings is currently 4th ahead of Mikey Story in the big old Mustang. He's been making light with that fantastic machine. Ricardo Louis Pereira, despite a turbulent season and a poor time at Virginia, he's holding on since that early first race podium. Ben Benioff is 7th, Aidan Millward is 8th. We haven't seen him for just one race meeting now. Jakob Krafek missed the first meeting but has been with us since, and Robin Milton completes the top 10 at the moment. A good chance to give the championship sponsors a good shout out. Thanks to Trophy AI, to Cam-A, to GP2 Group and SimCoach, and big thanks to Motorsport UK Esports for recommending our wonderful Evolution Sim Racing community. All the drivers have the opportunity to win personalised trophies. You get them for the top 5 drivers in each of our 4 classes across the 2 streams. Big shout out to Paul Walsh, by the way. He was helping me with some frame rate issues I've had recently and has helped me a big amount today. He's doing the B stream at present, so go over and watch Paul if you want to watch that. And then let's have a quick look at the rest of the calendar here. We are arriving now in the second half of the season here at Misano, with unknown-ish weather conditions and 2 half-hour races to come your way. I'm super excited for this, especially as I've just loaded into the qualifying session. Oh, bear with me just a moment. Yes, just loaded into the qualifying session, and it's raining. It's raining at the moment. Not many drivers going out at the moment. Ben Benioff just appears on our screens there in his Porsche. And as you see, not the finest conditions right now for him to compete in. He will not be over the moon with this. And as you see, he's actually coming to a stop to get going again. He's on wets, but maybe not wet enough for wets. I'll have to wait and see. Sean Breitenbach in the McLaren. Next up, he's been going well so far this season in the pro class, as we've seen. Now, can he make hay while the sun does not shine here at Misano? It certainly doesn't look like smooth conditions, does it? Out there right now. He's going to be wanting to take, well, some pretty sturdy points away from tonight. And I don't know if he's going to get them or not, because these conditions very challenging indeed. Apologies that we don't have Dara here tonight, but he's entitled to his holidays and he has so taken them, funnily enough, around the same time that we are here at Misano. Just looking up and down the standings here for our overall championship leader. There he is, Andrew Dawson in his Porsche, leading the way at the moment. Ooh, some big reflections on the circuit there where there's some moisture down. But we'll ride on board with Andrew as he heads round a lap of this glorious place, and you can see the surface shining away there as the moisture sits. I hope the broadcast looks and sounds okay. I'm on a brand new PC now, thankfully built with the support of Evolution Sim Racing. Huge thanks to James Bostock for supporting me and all the work I've done with him and everyone involved in the championship. Thanks to them, I was able to sort the PC sooner rather than later, and I hope everything looks and sounds okay and you all enjoy the show tonight. Maybe a solo show, but what better way to test it? As Dawson running wide into turn 4. Turn 5 and 6 are not going to be any more forgiving as he goes from right to left, and in the Porsche, skipping and jumping over the curbs and into the wall goes Andrew Dawson. Championship leader not immune from these conditions catching him out. What about Tristan Dinabrega? We've seen him go quite well in the wet before. We'll go back on board with the Acura. Down the back straight, I mean, it's rather gloomy. You can't see a massive amount, can you? In the big dark cockpit of the Acura. And again, just trying to find where the grip is. He's gone a little bit early to the apex of the corner there, but manages to get away with it pretty well. As he heads now back up the hill into turns 9 and 10. You can see the hesitation. You can see him trying to just slide the car through and carry the momentum with him. I hope you're enjoying the show so far, everyone. Good to have you all with us. We'll be checking the chat as we go on. But we'll wait and see the lap times come in. We've got a few cars off the road, unfortunately. A few cars having to recover back to the track. How's Serd Plurg doing in the Mercedes? He's about to cross the line right now. What is it he can do in terms of an initial lap time? He has gone, actually he's not put in a valid time. Jean Breitenbach now, Ricardo Louis Pereira goes quickest in the Acura. It doesn't look like simple conditions out there, does it? You can see Serd Plurg having to saw away at the wheel here in the Merc. On board with it. It may be a real boat of a car, but it doesn't mean that it works any better in these conditions. You can see just how lively it is there. He's really having to play with the steering lock as he heads down the back straight. That looks nice and smooth just now, actually. Hard onto the brakes, though. Into the left-hander. Will it behave itself? Seems like it. Christopher Starsmore is currently in 3rd place in the Pro Class in his Ferrari. A number of cars all in the pit lane. Funnily enough, Justin Elof's time that's put in pole was set on dry tyres. Can you believe that? Here's a look at the tyres that people are using, and the top 2 in the Pro Class at the moment are on dries. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. There are no other runners out there on dries, I don't think. No, Tristan Dinabrega is on dries, actually, in this Acura. No one else on the circuit at the moment is on dries, I don't think. No, Andrew Dawson hasn't gone back out on track. I was just trying to find him just there. But no, he has not gone out on circuit. Tristan has said, no, thank you. I don't fancy any of that. Adam Watson has set a decent time in 2nd position, also on wets. But it seems like everybody is now opting for that tyre compound, so we won't look at that as such. Look back at the spray being kicked up by the big BMW M4. And as you see, there's quite a lot of it. Not as much, obviously, in the slow corners, but once he gets up to speed, look, it really kicks it out. And you can see Adam even weaving a slight bit there to just try and get some grip generated. You can see the reflections and the shine off the surface. It's absolutely marvellous. But it's really close at the moment. Justin Elof fastest, Adam Watson and Sam Derbyshire. Ricardo Louis Pereira still fastest in the Pro Class. Corey Price puts the time on the board. That puts him 9th. But at the moment, as you see, overall, it is Ricardo Louis Pereira on top of those pro drivers in 8th overall. Hayden Miller goes into 10th place outright. Adam tiptoeing his way around the final corners just now. And across the line in his BMW he goes. Can he make something of that? Doesn't look like an improvement there. What about other drivers on a run here? Joe Glass is on to improve. Can't quite find Joe in the standings. There he is in the McLaren. Joe, our regular broadcaster here on Evolution Sim Racing, but he's taken a season off to go driving. Hopefully he's as good at driving as he is at broadcasting, and certainly seems like that's the case. But doesn't this look pretty now? The surface water shining away. The reflections and the puddles and everything. Joe's just throwing the steering lock in and then hoping for some grip. That's what the drivers have to do, as Luke King has gone off up at the top. He gets back on with it. Still no time from Thomas Pugh yet in his McLaren, the Axis Sim Sports Fire car. Should be a very spicy night of GT3 racing though. Really looking forward to seeing what the guys get up to. You can see a slight dry line there, which is interesting. Something I've always wondered in these sort of solo, lone qualifying sessions is, does the circuit still get affected as if there are a full field of cars on it? Or is that not the case? Either way, super interesting. Here's Jakob Krafek in the Most Autodrome branded Porsche. Lovely shot there as you see the reflections on the road. It is quite late on in the day here in the sim as well. Look, it's 7:15 local time in Italy. So it's certainly only going to get darker. The headlights ablaze with 2 half-hour races will make this mighty spicy. Will we be night racing at Misano? It is highly likely. The Jakob, well, it's like a boat right now, isn't it, that Porsche? Floating its way down into the final sectors. You can hear him hesitant to get back on the power. What's Tristan Dinnebrega up to? One of the top drivers in the championship right now. Not quite able to make it work on the exit of there, running all over the curb. These reflections look fantastic, don't they? But the rain is coming down hard, and it is not letting up one little bit. Well, he did say it was going to be a test of my new setup and graphics card. It's definitely the case, isn't it? Let me know how it looks, though. Please do let me know in the chat how it is. Right now, though, Tristan Dinnebrega doesn't care about how it looks. He just wants to make the car work around this surface. Lovely reflections. I'm going to go on about that all night. I'm excited about it. I'm sorry. There will be a few moments of silence over the course of the night. Not in tribute to anybody. Don't worry, nobody's died. But it will just be a case of doing a solo broadcast this way, much like our good friend Paul Walsh will be doing. Can be difficult on your own. So I may have to take a moment to have a drink here and there, or just breathe for a second. So I hope you'll indulge me, as Tristan Dinnebrega goes 20th in class, 5.9 seconds off. Wow. And Thomas Pugh is the next car behind him as well, who's just set a time. Only one in the elite class not to set a time so far is actually our championship leader, Andrew Dawson. The sim coach driver joins Macaulay Watkins and Gerald Furey as drivers not to set a valid time just yet. I don't think Macaulay's out there on the circuit, though, to be fair. Macaulay doesn't look like it has set a time. Andy has reported that his FPS has gone to pot as soon as he's jumped in to the qualifying session, as has mine, actually, just now, as you can see. It seems to have just, yeah, cacked its pants itself, actually. Hopefully we'll be all good. But you can see the rain is continuing to fall here. It's not getting any better. The sun is still shining over there, though, but it's just a very local shower in this region. As Andy crosses the line, he hopes to set a better time than what he's done. Actually, no, it didn't even validate that time, so no, it doesn't count for Andrew Dawson this time round. He's got a bit of work to do. Gerald Ferree also having dramas in his BMW, not able to set a valid lap yet. Looks mighty sketchy down there, doesn't it? There's all manner of understeer there, and he's off the side of the road, and that's going to have invalidated that lap time. Loads of standing water there in that final sector before you get into the last couple of corners. It may look pretty, but it's absolutely treacherous. But this is what Misano does in real life, though. It's how it works a lot of the time, as he splashes his way through the puddles. It very often is the case that you can see the sunshine over the horizon and just over the hill, but it is raining where you are locally. It's just a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. We look at one of the other BMWs out on track, Dan Cross, currently making his way up to the top end of the circuit. Again, you can just see nice and tidy around the edge of the racing line. Trying not to clip it too much. Certainly looks fantastic though, doesn't it? Definitely looks the part here on iRacing. What about Marcel Breitenbach? How's he doing in the McLaren? Well, it looks scary, doesn't it? It really did look scary for a minute there. Very loud on board the McLaren, I know that much. There are some cars whose cameras are louder than others. And the McLaren certainly making a good old noise. So much more standing water on the circuit all of a sudden. It's not just slight reflections now, it's absolute puddles everywhere. And the wet tyres working wonders though. They're kicking up a lot of spray, but they are absolutely working wonders, aren't they? Fair play. Just shows you the pace that the wet weather tyres can provide. Oh, he runs a bit deep into there, to say the least, and that's not going to be friendly. It's an absolute lake down that part of the circuit, look. Watch as we go through this left-hander here. Look at the amount of standing water all over the circuit. Scary moment there for Marcel Breitenbach. Watch, there's a huge puddle on the right there, look, there. Massive amount of water gets kicked up by it. And even there on the way into turn one, still Justin Eloff fastest at the minute. Quarter of a second. Adam Watson has apparently got a black flag. That's what that little black box is next to his car. Not quite sure what that means. Whether it is a full black flag or whether that's a slowdown penalty. Either way, Adam is pushing on and continuing driving in the session. Not sure if it's something he needs to come in and serve. You will see meatball flags, as they're known, on there as well, which are obviously the black flags with orange discs, which means that the car has to be brought into the pit lane to be fixed. Matt Hoyland in the chat. Thanks for the weather update, Matt. I couldn't quite figure out what it was like out there on the circuit. But I hope you're going to enjoy the wet weather all the same. Matt currently finds himself a second off, but in fourth position in the pro class. Luke King heading down towards turn one. Berry Racing saying a shambles from him. It happens, sunshine, I wouldn't worry about it. Here's Macaulay Watkins in the sim coach car, another driver in the pro class. He is on wets, despite what you just saw there from the car understeering. Into the lake down at turn 4. And a correct amount of hesitation, I think it's safe to say, from Macaulay Watkins as he tries to skim the car one way or the other. It is like a skimming stone with a big rear wing on the back of it, isn't it? Love the sound of the Porsche as he heads up through the gears now, hard onto the brakes. That's a little bit deep, is it not? No, look at how well it stops. Fantastic bit of performance there from the Porsche. Nice tidy exit as well. This looks like quite an attacking lap right now from Macaulay Watkins. He is pushing. But again, look at the hesitation through there. And then back on the power and down the back straight, through all the puddles. It certainly looks the part. But how long will the shower last? That's going to be the question. And is Macaulay going to be able to make something of this? Dan Handover is down in 17th position in class, by the way. He's not having a good run of things at the moment. He's been very under the radar in his McLaren. Keep your eye on the timing tower for Macaulay Watkins. He's going to try to get right up there in the pro class. Just about to cross the line now. It's not a valid time for Macaulay Watkins by the look of it. It is not. It is actually. It's a 1:53.6 though. Not sure if he had a mistake somewhere, but yeah, he's a good few seconds off. He's 8 seconds off the fastest time at the minute, which was set by this man, Justin Elof, in the Lamborghini. Now here's a sight and sound combo. It's an absolute feast here on iRacing. The Lamborghini Huracan GT3. This is the Evo as well. 5.2 litre V10, making an insane noise. I love it, absolutely love it. And into the first couple of corners, Justin Elof guides the car around. There's two other Lamborghinis. David Hutchison and James Howarth have set times in their respective classes at the moment, but not able to get quite anywhere near our top performer, as he's decided to actually pull over just there. Josh Benson for Sim Coach, one of their 3 drivers out there tonight, with Andrew Dawson and Macaulay Watkins. Currently finds himself 6th in class, 6th overall as well, just ahead of Lewis Kenyon by 0.2 of a second. He's just finding his way around the final sector now, trying to be as cool, calm and collected. Let's see what it's like around the final corner for the Porsche. Seems like a lot of understeer on the way in and a lot of oversteer on the way out. That's what you'd expect with wet weather, really. Across the line with no improvement goes Josh Benson. I think it was all about getting an early time in this session, because the circuit has just got wetter and wetter. Look at that, it is an absolute lake. And with that, we are going to see the end of the session for a lot of drivers. There's not going to be many now that complete a lap and finish off their session, because of course as soon as the timer hits 0, the session will come to a close with these 2 half-hour races. So Gerald Ferry will be one of the last drivers across the line. Then Sir Plurg in the Mercedes, I think, will just be one of the last ones. 9-minute lap time apparently from him. He's just been out there after being in the pits for a while. And that is going to be the end of the session, everybody. The cars will disappear off the track just like that. Just listen. You can see a lot of the reflections and things sort of loading in just there, actually, can't you, as the sim ticks over. Look at the track conditions loading in as well. It's great to see that, actually, in real time. So, let's figure it out, shall we, and get the grid up for the first race of the night. It's Justin Elof on a pole position, Adam Watson alongside him. Sam Derbyshire and Arthur Thurtle make up the second row of the grid, ahead of Ian Stitchbury and Josh Benson. Then it's Lewis Kenyon and the fastest pro driver, Ricardo Louis Pereira, ahead of Hayden Miller and Jean Breitenbach. Next up we have Harry Langford and Christopher Starsmore alongside each other on row 6. Then it's previous championship winner Sir Plurg and Corey Price. Matt Hoyland 15th with Luke King alongside him. Stephen Donnelly starts in 17th with Ivan Tonneson 18th. Then it's Ignace Vinciszewski in 19th, Luke Lucchese in 20th, ahead of Jakob Krafek and Dan Cross. Next up we have Ryan Walker and Dan Handover on the 12th row. Mikey Story and Marcel Breitenbach make up row 13. Then it's Mike Barber and Chris Jennings with Joe Spara and David Hutchison in 29th and 30th. Joe Glass will start 31st ahead of championship leader Andrew Dawson down in 32nd place. Thomas Pugh and 3rd in the championship. Tristan Dinabrega 34th. Unbelievable stuff. Then it's Gerald Furry and James Howarth. And the final few drivers just down there, Danny Phillips, Marius Hibmer, Ben Bennyworth, Paul Cowlishaw and Macaulay Watkins. So, the grid is forming up on the start-finish straight. They're going to do a full lap of this track before they head back round, so I could probably have dragged that grid out for a bit longer, to say the least. But there is going to be a lot of apprehension here from the drivers. We look here at Paul Cowlishaw. Macaulay Watkins is just going to line up next to him on the back row of the grid to get us underway. I'm happy to report that all cars will be drawn as of my PC update. Not quite sure what the frame rate's going to look like once they start moving, but as you can imagine, it'll be a little bit intensive. Seems nice and smoothish though, which is good to report, isn't it? There is the whole field then. And everyone now weaving their way away from the grid. Justin Eloff and Adam Watson on the front row, hoping to have a smooth start to their night. And no dramas here, but in the wet conditions, you never really know what to expect. We'll have to wait and see what they can get up to. Here's Luke King in the thick of the pack, wanting to gain places early on. You can hear all the debris and pieces that are being flicked up from underneath the cars. He's got Matt Hoyland just on his right-hand side there in the sticker-bombed machine. Ignace Vinciszewski is not too far behind these guys either. Just a couple of cars back. Interestingly, though, Ignace has changed into the BMW, whereas Sir Plurg has stayed in the Mercedes. We'll have a quick look at Ignace's BMW right now, actually. Or we would do if it wasn't in amongst the pack, absolutely miles away. But a big old grid of cars. And super excited to see what sort of entertainment it provides us here in Misano tonight. I know there's going to be a lot of drivers, like I say, that are a bit worried about what the night holds, because with 2 races you need to have your wits about you and make it work in 2 individual events, so to speak. Corey Price closing up right behind Christopher Starsmore's Ferrari. Just up the road we have the Acura of Ricardo Luis Pereira, the pole sitter in the Pro class. He's having a bit of speed up, slow down with some of these guys around him. But as you see, the weather is not going away, for lack of a better phrase. It is very much sticking around right now is the wet weather. The drivers cannot escape it. And one driver that will definitely want to escape it is the man starting on pole position here, Justin Eloff. Everyone piled in behind him. A lot of pressure on him in this one. And a lot of drivers that want to take the crown, so to speak. But the Lamborghini has had a lot of promising moments so far this season to take potential victories. And Justin has been at the sharp end for many seasons now. And we'll see how he does here at Misano. It's got to be a pretty good start, though, to get away from Adam Watson. The BMW is good in the wet. It's a large car. Spreads its weight very well across all 4 corners. He's then got 3 different manufacturers behind him as well. 5 in the top 5. Let's see then as we get round number 6 of the Evolution Sim Racing GT3 Championship from Misano underway. And it is a great start by Justin Eloff. Away he goes, sticks to the inside line of Adam Watson, and just down the inside there, Sam Derbyshire wants a piece of it as well. But the top 2, side by side round turns 1 and 2. Little bit of contact as Watson runs slightly wide, and he takes the race lead as a result. Everybody in the meantime trying to keep it tidy around the first few corners. Look at this though. Such beautiful shots in such great looking conditions. It's nightmare fuel for the drivers, but certainly looks great for us here watching at home. A little bit of contact there from Luke King to the Ferrari in front of him of Corey Price. Everyone behaving themselves though in the opening few corners. really sets a precedent. If you crash in the dry, what's really the excuse? James Howarth has had a drama. There's a car around there. That was Jakub Krafek. Krafek facing the wrong way. He's had a small spin, but it looks like everybody else has survived to fight another day. Car off in the background. Ivan Tonneson now around. He's having a big moment. He's dropping positions. I was just going to pick up, though, on Sam Derbyshire, trying to get one over on Jan Stitchbury, and he has done. Actually, that was to gain his place back because Arthur Thurtle has gotten in front of him. But what about Adam Watson at the start? He did the important thing in the first few corners, and that was get in front of Justin Eloff and not look back. Adam has pushed his way to the front of the field. Not necessarily with car contact, he just ran a little bit wide. But look, the sun is shining in the background there. And this is exactly what Adam wants to see as a circuit that might dry out here. As long as he masters the wet conditions in the opening stages, he might be okay. This is going to look beautiful into the final couple of corners. Look at that. Sun shining in his eyes there as it flickers its way into the cockpit. There's a load of scaffolding and cranes and stuff down there, which is why that probably looks so weird. Battle on for third place then. Arthur Thurtle under pressure from Sam Derbyshire. Probably can't see anything in the Corvette right now. Pulls out to the left-hand side of the Porsche. Tries it around the outside. Nothing doing here. What about going over to the left? Nothing doing there either. Sam is trying to find each and every way through that he can. Tries it around the outside on turn 3. Oh, Arthur has to get out of it. Sam's running wide though. Is he going to make it work down to turn 4? He's got his nose in front. Don't know if it's going to be enough though. Around the outside he goes. Brilliant stuff by Sam Derbyshire. Great commitment. What about Ricardo Louis Pereira? Because he's in a bit of a fight here, and it's not with pro drivers either. It's with elite drivers. As you see on the left-hand side of your screen, cars with a silver tag next to them are the pro drivers, as Ryan Walker has unfortunately had contact and gone around. There's been more Tristan de Nebrega involved. He's had contact there with Breitenbach, and he's had to continue on as a result. Lewis Kenyon side by side now with Serd Plurg as they head back up the hill. I'm going to have a lot to keep my eye on here, aren't I? Just behind these guys, Harry Langford has got a front row seat. Not that you can see anything from it, as the Acura and the Mercedes go side by side. Serd Plurg with a little bit of damage on the left rear of that car, but a great run off the corner at the top of the hill. As we head back down the hill, well, how's your visibility? Arthur Thurtle's been re-overtaken by Sam Derbyshire. I think the two of them just had a re-swap of position. Oh God, you can't see a thing down here. It's terrifying as, whoa, all of a sudden there's another Acura coming out of nowhere. That is Ricardo Louis Pereira, the pro class leader, just emerging out of the spray. Sam Derbyshire and Arthur Thurtle having their little fight of swap twice. Let's have a look at this. This is just as they came down the hill there. Arthur Thurtle gets the run, moves onto the right hand side of Sam. Oh, Sam swoops around the outside. There's no Hoyland's off. The championship leader in the pro class is off in the wall. We'll try and get back to him. This is exactly what happened to Hoyland. Does he lose it on his own on the curbs, or does he get hit by that Porsche? Oh no, it gets away from him on the brakes. And it's a pretty big hit into the wall as well for Hoyland. Josh Benson is involved in this fight here. He's got, oh, Jan Stitchbury just next to him there. No prisoners as around goes Benson. Benson facing the wrong way. Deary me, I don't think he knew that the Acura was there. I think it was Hayden Miller that was down the inside. It was. And Benson ends up facing the wrong way. Now look at all this lot. Serd Plurg has gained 7 places so far in this race. He's having a fantastic run. Really solid progress. Wants to continue that on, but he needs to get past fellow Mercedes driver Jan Stitchbury if he wants to. Joe Glass is off. Oh, no pet. Jan Stitchbury, though, like I say, he's having to defend for his life now ahead of a bunch of drivers. Who's that? Is that Louis Pereira? It is Ricardo Louis Pereira. He was in the lead of the class earlier on. He's lost it now to Jean Breitenbach. Breitenbach goes through. I think he'd already lost the lead as well in that class, actually, in Ricardo. There's always a blink in and out there from a car behind him having internet issues. What about Andrew Dawson? 13 places gained in this race so far. Dan Handover has gained 10. Ben Benioff has gained 12. Some pretty heroic drives through the order at this present moment. But Dawson trying to make as much progress as he can in these opening laps. Only 5 minutes of the race gone so far. Watson, fastest lap of the race. But Dawson taking absolutely zero prisoners right now. He just wants to get past that wonderful machine of Ricardo Louis Pereira. He's got the run on him. Ricardo knows he's there now. Side by side to turn 1 around the outside is sometimes the preferred line, so you can be on the inside for turn 2, just like that by Andrew Dawson. Lovely, lovely move that is. We need to go further up though, because Serd Plug has finally, or has he, gotten past Ian Stitchbury. Only just noticed the difference in the front ends of these Mercedes. One of them doesn't have the extra set of headlights on, and the other one does. Never knew you could do that on the AMG Evo. Here they come under the bridge. Fantastic sound. All the spray being kicked up. That means that John Breitenbach is now the class leader in the pro class. He's sat right behind Luke King. He's got Corey Price and Luke Lucchese for company. Second place in class is Christopher Starsmore ahead of Stephen Donnelly. Starsmore running pretty well in second in class, but he has lost 3 positions overall up to this point. So he's not having the smoothest ride at the moment. The Ferrari serving him well at this present moment. Making his way now down towards the final sector as, Ian Stitchbury is way, way off. What has happened there? Chris Jennings and Ian Stitchbury. Sorry, I was just looking at some timing. Chris Jennings and Ian Stitchbury both having an issue around the same time. It wasn't related, was it? Whoa, 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 whoa. Ian Stitchbury way, way off, and that is an annihilated Mercedes. Luke Lucchese and Luke King. 2 teammates off. No, boys, what have you done? Oh, the RDSA cars. Both damaged. Luke King's car is absolutely stuffed. Tristan Dinabrega goes through. Oh, it's separate incidents. There'll be a spin, I think, for Luke King. And then Luke's going to come through and tag him. He's going to be blind to this. Oh, I don't think Luke could go anywhere. Lucchese, that is. The Ferrari involved in that as well had a big old hit into them. That was Corey Price. Oh, goodness me. Big dramas. All up and down the order. Matt Hoyland even said in chat earlier he just wants to survive this. It's a good strategy. This is looking back from Corey Price. I do wonder if the car's got much damage. Dan Handover was one of those 2 McLarens that just went past us, by the way, and he is flying. 15 places gained in this race. That Porsche in there is Josh Benson, but not too far behind him is his teammate Andrew Dawson, who's gained so far 17 places in this race. He's the biggest mover in the field. There's a number of them, though, that have gained 13, 14, 15 spots in the opening few exchanges. And that is a mega, mega effort, that, by Andrew Dawson. We ride on board with him now in his Porsche for Sim Coach. Bit of battling going on in front. That's Stephen Donnelly and Josh Benson right together. Benson, his teammate, has a bit of a wobble. He's got to be careful. Stephen Donnelly. Oh, dearie me, Donnelly's gone deep. Dawson's going to put his nose down the inside there for sure. Into the hairpin. Ooh, runs a little bit deep though. And I tell you what, Donnelly's carried some good speed around the outside, but is he going to be able to get the exit off the corner? I don't think he will. As down the inside they go. Phoenix Racing's Ricardo Louis Pereira wants in on this. Dawson wants to move forward though. Look at him pushing. Trying every trick in the book to get past Donnelly. 2 cars back is Ivan Tonneson. Let's not forget that he was well off the road earlier on, and now he's right in this fight. Chris Jennings has also gone off track again. He's having a really difficult night. Ivan Tonneson, though, certainly making this look good right now. Joe saying he'd like to thank all 25 of his frames for getting him through 2 laps. Yeah, sorry sight, unfortunately, Joe. Oh, some dramas here. There's a little bit of argy-bargy in front. Josh Benson and Stephen Donnelly getting very friendly. Or is that Andrew Dawson? Sorry, it's Andrew Dawson behind Stephen Donnelly. Now in front of, side by side with, who's going where? Ricardo Louis Pereira and Stephen Donnelly compare the 2 shades of green on the cars. And they have a good look at it and figure out that Ricardo's car should be the one behind. Ben Bennyworth having a bit of argy-bargy here. Just saw that coming into shot. Marius Hibmer going through in the Glasstec Racing NSX. Good to see Marius back with us after he took an early season victory. As going very wide there is Danny Phillips in the McLaren, but look at the slingshot of the corner he's got. Really strong stuff from Danny Phillips. Strong stuff at the moment though by this man, Adam Watson. Has the rain stopped? It has. It's just spray that's falling on any of the cars now. No, Dan Handover. Dan Handover has had a drama. And he is around facing the wrong direction. Let's have a look at what happened to Dan Handover. Coming into the final sector, just gets on that curb and around it goes. God, it went around so quickly on him, didn't it? Keeps the rear wheels spinning, but sounds great, but doesn't really have anywhere to go. Adam Watson, though, well, he's got all the places to go. Leading this race at present by a solid 2.7 seconds over original pole sitter Justin Eloff. And there's a lot of people saying that the rain is quite the PC destroyer, unfortunately, which is a shame. I mean, even, you know, with this new setup I've got, it's still struggling a little bit, I can tell you that for free. I do have it capped at 60 FPS at 1080, and even then, you know, it's having a little struggle here and there. Here's Harry Langford in the Porsche, trying to get the better of the Acura, which is round here somewhere. There it is. This should come with an epilepsy warning. That's Lewis Kenyon just in front, kicking all sorts of spray up at the front of this Porsche. A slipstream looking wonderful there, but Harry has to back out of it for a second there in the Quatermass car. This little tap on the curbs as both of them are finding the limits here. They're both pushing hard to try and figure out where they can put the car and where they can push the limits a little bit. There's a car off there. That was Hayden Miller. Hayden Miller losing ground to these two. Let's see what happened to him. He's just had a bit of a spin on the curb. David Hutchison, unfortunately, has undone all his hard work. Yep, the curb catching out Hayden, and he's going to do a beautiful 360. The guys did really well behind to avoid that there. They had good sight of it, but solid effort to avoid it. Stephen Donnelly behind Christopher Starsmore is having even more of a battle with Josh Benson. Starsmore wants to push forward and catch up to his class leader right now, John Breitenbach, who is just 3 cars ahead. He's not quite able to do it just yet. Look at the Ferrari round there. It looks so good into turn 4, didn't it? Looked like he had a lot of capability over that Porsche in front, but then Porsche able to get the power down. There's someone in the chat saying, meanwhile Ferrari are boxing for slicks. Yeah, they probably would. The track is wet, we pit for dries. That'll be how it goes. Andrew Dawson hoping to continue his forward momentum. 18 places gained in this race. Same for Tristan Dinabrega as well, just 2 cars back. He's having a pretty good run of it, to say the least. Ricardo Louis Pereira is off. I did wonder if I heard some tyre screeching. Unfortunately, Ricardo having a drama at the top. It's just going to get away from him. Oh, dearie me. It really got away from him there, didn't it? Starsmore and Donnelly then, fighting for second in the Pro class right now. I think that's why Andrew Dawson doesn't want to get too involved in this. Just about to get to the halfway point of the first race of the night here in the Evolution Sim Racing GT3 Championship, and it's this man, Adam Watson, leading the way. Started second on the grid, took the lead in the opening moments, and then Justin Eloff has followed him since then. Sam Derbyshire having a good race in third position. He's quite a while away from Arthur Thurtle and Serd Plurg. There's a lot of gaps between those guys, but then the battle for 6th is well and truly on here. Lewis Kenyon and Harry Langford. We need to think about 15th place overall, which at the moment is Tristan Dinabrega, because that will be pole position for race 2. 34th on the grid Tristan would have been, and now he's got opportunities to gain even more places, but to be honest, he's going to be battling himself a little bit here, wondering whether he's got to hold on to 15th place or fight and push further forward. Loads of spray in front of him. He's got 1.5 seconds over Ivan Tonneson behind. Whoa! Suddenly cars come out of nowhere. Now he's going to have Ivan Tonneson less than a second and a half behind, it's safe to say. What about this lot? Joe Spara in the Audi, by the way. Hello, Audi. Good to see one ahead of Ben Bennyworth. Whoa! I was going to say Danny Phillips, but no one's behind Danny Phillips right now. Danny's off and he's at the beach. He's way down the road at Misano Adriatico, the wonderful little town just down the road from Misano. I often stay in a hotel there that's about 400 metres from the sand. It's gorgeous whenever I go there to commentate. I love Misano. Brilliant, brilliant circuit. Great part of the world as well. If you ever get the chance to go to Rimini, do it. It's fantastic down there. Really good fun. It feels like a city that's been shrunk. It's great. I don't know what Joe Spara's flashing his lights at. I think Ben Bennyworth is well within his right to have a go at him here, as Paul Cowlishaw wants a piece of this as well now. He wants to also upset Joe and get some headlight flashes as a result. Circuit is getting quicker. Lap times are improving by just about everybody at the moment, and as you see, the rain is no longer with us, so the changeable conditions are going to favour some. But obviously, we're in that difficult spot where there's a change from wets to dries and back again. But right now, Paul Cowlishaw doing the business where he can, although Christopher Starsmore and Stephen Donnelly have both lost places here. What has happened there, boys? Some drama has gone on there. I'm just going to try and find it. It won't come up for some reason. There we go. So Stephen Donnelly. Oh, he was late on the brakes and he made contact with the two in front. And fair play to Stephen. He got out of it and he let them go back through as a result. That's really good stuff, that, by Stephen Donnelly. Hats off to him. As now he sits behind Ivan Tonneson and Christopher Starswell. John Breitenbach has just gone past our cameraman there. Currently leading the race in the pro class. Right now he is 10th overall. And hoping for an easy last 12 minutes of this race. Not sure if he'll get that or not, but remains to be seen. Heads through the last couple of corners. And across the line once again goes the McLaren, leading the way. Christopher Starsmore still in front of these guys then, with three piling in behind him. Dan Handover is actually in this look. Dan at the back of this queue now, wanting to be a part of it. Well, he's wanting to be in front of it, let alone be a part of it. All over the back of Stephen Donnelly. Ends up accidentally with his nose down the inside. Careful of the wet curbs, Dan. Goodness me. Great battle though. Look at, I mean, there's a battle enough going on between Dan Handover and his own car, isn't there? He's having a good old fight with that machine. Trying everything in the book. Let's go back to Harry Langford and Lewis Kenyon, because these two are glued to each other. And the Porsche is all over the back of the NSX. Again, you can hear them backing out at different times. Ben Bennyworth has unfortunately gone off the road a little bit further back. Oh no, Harry Langford gets deep into there, manages to save it, gets back on at the right time. Back on the power he goes. And you can see the time visually that he's lost there from Lewis. Lewis and Harry have had a fantastic fight all the way through this. And it will continue on right to the end. We'll go back to Thomas Pugh in the McLaren, although maybe we go a bit further forward to Dan Handover, see what he can see of this. And it's all Mercedes at the moment as he goes this way and that way, trying to find his way past the wonderful Stephen Donnelly. They're diving around all over the places. Oh, Starsmore, I think, has had a slowdown penalty. That gives up the position in class. And the Ferrari has to slot in just behind now. So that's one ticked off for Dan. Is that two? Down the inside of Donnelly he goes. Says, has some of that. Really stirring the pot in the pro class battle, because now Donnelly's going to be under pressure once again from Starsmore. And Starsmore himself is under pressure from Thomas Pugh. Another McLaren going through. There's battles everywhere. Ignace Vinchachevsky, by the way, in the BMW, hasn't really come alive here, has he? 17th place in class for him, 24th overall. And not able to really fly up the order as we expected. Macaulay Watkins, actually, just in front of him, has gained 18 places from where he started. Matt Hoyland has had an issue. Again. It was Matt that was at the end of the pit lane. I did wonder if that was him. Let's have a look here at James Howarth. He's just in front of Jakob Krafek. James in the Lamborghini being overtaken there. Joe Spara's off. Whoa, Spara in the Lamborghini, in the Audi. What on earth? That bodywork came out of nowhere. What on earth has happened to Joe Spara? Listen to it go. Just going to clip the curb. Oh, that's a massive off for Spara. Oh, and it's rolled over. That's why the rear window popped off. Wow. Incredible. That is a very high speed off, though. Just look again how quickly this goes away. We'll look on the rear view camera. Listen to that. Oh, that is a scary incident. And then we are, going to go through the floor a little bit, and then Joe, with no hesitation, gets it back underway. Fair play. Oh no, Lewis Kenyon, he's off. Hopefully not in the battle with Harry Langford. Oh, I really hope they've not had contact to sort that out. That is a real shame if it is. Let's have a look. Side by side into turn 4. Oh, Harry ran a little bit wide. I don't know if he's letting back through or not. There's 1.3 seconds between them. Harry will feel he's done nothing wrong there, and to be honest, it was just innocent understeer. Corey Price benefits from that, gets in front of both of them. Hayden Miller is now back ahead as well. Well, these guys are all trying to settle into some sort of rhythm now. Adam Watson's doing really well at the front of it, though. A great drive at the moment. Just pausing for a drink for a moment there, just to try and breathe. But Adam Watson, well, he's got no time for a drink at the moment. I mean, he might do, actually. To be fair, he might. Looking back, I mean, he's gotten rid of, hasn't he? I do apologise for missing that. As I'm sure you can appreciate, trying to look at a lot of things all at once here. Let's have a look at the move then from Sam Derbyshire and Justin Eloff. That windscreen wiper's placed in the right place, isn't it? And thank you, Joe. It does look like the new PC's handling it a treat, doesn't it? Seems to be doing all right. Oh, this is apparently Corey Price going, what? So Sam Derbyshire passed Justin Eloff here. Oh no, the Lambo has gone around on him. And he's got away. He was creeping a little bit, but just to... Oh, dearie me. That was a lapped car, I think, trying to go through there. Looking back from Hayden Miller and the weird sounding Corvette. And he's got Harry Langford and Lewis Kenyon now hoping to revive this battle just behind. And just in front of that actually is Corey Price as well. Four of them in 4 very different cars in an intriguing battle right now. Drew Fletcher in the chat. Good to see you, Drew. Hope you're doing well. Fantastic to have you here for ESR tonight. commentated on Drew racing in many a series and worked with him on many a video as well. Mostly while drinking gin in an Airbus. Lewis Kenyon, though, he's not going to be worrying about cruise altitudes and all that sort of stuff at the moment, is he? He's just going to be wondering which one of these cars is going to falter first. There's a bit of drama in front as the guys are actually now, they're focusing on getting into the wet parts of the circuit here, aren't they? You can see Corey Price move all the way over to the left. And he was trying to keep the tyres cool, wasn't he? They're having to worry about the grip and the capability. And look, they're all running all the way over to the side to make sure they can use it as well. Harry Langford following in their wheel tracks. Still John Breitenbach, by the way, leading in the Pro class. Stephen Donnelly second, Christopher Starsmore third. It's looking like another win for Breitenbach in that regard after a fantastic first run here tonight. But Harry Langford wants just a couple more places. He wants these two in front to fight, and he wants Hayden Miller's Corvette to misbehave more like that. Marius Hibmer and Thomas Pugh are having a scrap. I think Marius just got in front of him and then lost that place again. Let's have a look here. He's going to come from a long way back here. I think he might just overdo it. There's a lot of gravel and stuff being kicked up there. I think someone's been off as yet. It was just Marius running deep, unfortunately, and he does give the position up against Thomas Pugh. That's really good sportsmanship. You love to see it. And Altitude 3M Esports and my good mate Mark Fletcher that runs the team will love to see Adam Watson, maybe not running wide like that, but we'll love to see Adam Watson leading a race in this BMW. We have 6 different manufacturers in the top 6 positions. How cool is that? A BMW leads the Corvette, leads the Lamborghini, leads the Porsche, leads the Mercedes, leads the Ferrari. It's actually the Corvette which has the most cars inside the top. No, it doesn't. It's the Porsche with 3 in the top 10. 2 Corvettes. Not a bad statistic though, is it? Especially when going up against the Porsche, which has been the favoured car for many seasons. Back to this though. See what these guys are up to, shall we, with just what will be 1 lap left on the clock. Great performance so far from all of these guys in the elite class. It's not been an easy night, and this is only the first race of the 2 as well. In terms of reverse grid pole, by the way, Stephen Donnelly, he's in 15th place and will take reverse grid pole if it stays this way. Adam Watson then coming on to the final lap now and having a good old scrap with his BMW. Looks like the weather's actually improving quite a lot, and considering that it is still 8 o'clock at night in the sim, well, it's not looking too bad, is it? Not looking too bad whatsoever, and doesn't look like we're going to get a completely pitch black race 2. We'll have to see what the time progression is like, whether it will be simply 10 minutes later. I will forewarn you, I am going to take a quick break in between the 2 races. I'm going to quickly go over the top 10 in each class and just take a quick break between the 2, as I'm sure you can understand it's quite a hard task to cover such a full series on your own. But Adam Watson has once again been an absolute flyer at the front of this field. He's not had any runaway performances so far this season, but tonight he is on the money, to say the least, here at Misano. Round the last couple of corners he goes in the BMW, and Altitude 3M Esports are about to get a very deserved win. Watson rounds the final corner and he gets the job done. Fantastic bit of driving that one for Adam. Very well done indeed, Sunshine. He takes the victory. Sam Derbyshire is going to finish in 2nd place ahead of Justin Eloff, who's going to be in 3rd in the Lamborghini. And looking further back, where is John Breitenbach in the McLaren? Just heading into the last couple of corners now as I scramble for my notepad. as I so often do when these races come to a close. Breitenbach doesn't have to really worry about any other competitors in his class right now. He's got a solid advantage over anyone that dared to come near him in that race. He's lost 2 places overall, but he's won the class. Breitenbach does it again, and he wins in his McLaren. Stephen Donnelly out of the final corner, 16th place, lost a position to Marius Hibmer on that final lap, and with it will lose reverse grid pole position. Here's some of the battles further back to keep us entertained until the end. Around the final few corners, it gets very friendly between the likes of Mikey Story, Macaulay Watkins, Jakob Krafek, James Howarth, Ben Bennyworth, Danny Phillips, Chris Jennings, all in the mix as well. Here's Gerald Fourie. He's making his way around now in the final corner. He crosses the line in the BMW. Who's going to be the last one to cross the line? Dan Cross will be the last one through there. Gutted for Stephen Donnelly to lose the 15th spot, and obviously pole position for race 2 in that one. Right then, a quick recap of each class after that first race. Here's a look at the elite class. Adam Watson taking the win by 4 seconds over Sam Derbyshire and Justin Eloff. Arthur Thurtle in 4th place, Serd Plurg in 5th. Corey Price 6th ahead of Hayden Miller and Harry Langford, with Lewis Kenyon 9th and Josh Benson completing the top 10 there. Looking through into the pro class though, it was a win for Jean Breitenbach, 7 seconds ahead of Stephen Donnelly and Christopher Starsmore. Great driving by both of those guys. And then we had Ricardo Louis Pereira in 4th position, and in 5th place was Mikey Story. Macaulay Watkins next up ahead of Jakob Krafek, James Howarth, Ben Bennyworth and Danny Phillips. So as mentioned, I'll just be taking a quick break here, everybody, for just a few minutes. We'll leave this on a scenic camera so you can see some of the cars going out in practice, but I will be back with you in just a moment's time. Do not go anywhere. Hello again everybody, Chaz Draycott here for the Evolution Sim Racing GT3 Championship and the warm-up session here at Misano after a very busy first race of the night. It looks like we're going to be going racing into the dark in this second race of the night. With just 30 seconds left of warm-up, we'll be ready to go in just a moment. And just like that then, the cars all fade away and the session comes to a close here at Misano. And we will now get the second race of the evening, which as you can see is in much darker conditions. It's going to be 8:30 local time in the sim, and the grid will form up as we speak. So let's have a look at said grid, shall we, and figure it out piece by piece. It's going to be Marius Hibmer on pole position in the wonderful Acura. Then it's Ivan Tonneson alongside him. Two Nordic drivers, or not Nordic, sorry, Scandinavian drivers, with Tristan Dinnebrega and John Breitenbach making it an all South African row 2. Andrew Dawson and Josh Benson make it a British row 3, British row 4 for Lewis Kenyon and Harry Langford. Hayden Miller and Corey Price, there's no theme there. Serd Plurg and Arthur Thurtle make up row 6. Next up we have Justin Eloff and Sam Derbyshire, with Adam Watson in 15th. Stephen Donnelly is 16th ahead of Thomas Pugh and Christopher Starsmore. We then have Ricardo Louis Pereira and then Ignace Winczewski with Mikey Story and Macaulay Watkins. Jakob Krafek and James Howarth make up row 12. Ben Bennyworth and Danny Phillips row 13 ahead of Chris Jennings and Mike Barber. Then it's Gerald Ferree ahead of Ryan Walker, Dan Cross and Luke Lucchese, David Hutchison and Luke King with Joe Spara and Dan Handover. Next up is Paul Cowlishaw and Matt Hoyland with Ian Stitchbury and Marcel Breitenbach ahead of Joe Glass, who completes the 41 car field for race number 2 tonight. So Marius Hibmer then starting on pole position. A lot to think about here as we go into the dusk at this gorgeous racing circuit. Interesting conditions with a little bit of water still around the edge of the track, but not too much of it to worry about by the look of it. Seems like it's just going to be one of those things, if you go off the racing line, you could be prone to having a little spin here and there. But as you see, beautiful conditions with all the lights, many light sources, many shadows, all things, and wet weather as well thrown in, and a bit of spray and a few reflections here and there. All stuff that would be perfect to test a brand new PC build and its graphics card with 41 GT3 cars. We've got a few cars that haven't taken to the grid actually, so make that 38. James Howarth, Dan Handover and Ian Stitchbury have not taken to the grid further down. David Hutchison is off the road and there's been some dramas here. Oh dearie me, what has happened here? What are you doing, boys? Let's have a look at what happened to David Hutchison. Has to slam on and Joe Spara drills the back of the Lamborghini. I did wonder if it was Joe because he was off the road. Seems like the checkup just caught them out, unfortunately, and David Hutchison is sat in the pit lane and probably sat in the Discord asking what the hell has gone on there. So, Harry Langford did apologise to Lewis Kenyon after the earlier race, I'm happy to say. The two of them are now going to be starting on the same row of the grid together. You can see the 195 of Lewis Kenyon just on the right hand side there. Two of the Sim Coach Porsches just in front, Andrew Dawson and Josh Benson. Andy, the championship leader, coming into this one. Adam Watson with the confidence to even chat in the YouTube chat as well ahead of this race while he's on his warm-up lap, saying it's not ready for slicks but needs to be on them. There's only 1 or 2 drivers on wets as well. Ricardo Louis Pereira and Ryan Walker. It's going to be Ryan Skier if he continues on those wets, it's safe to say. But Marius Hibner starting on pole position in the Acura, however you want to say it, Drew. Acura is the correct way, with it being an American brand. That's how the Americans say it. I say Acura, but it's Acura. And I will bow to that and concede to that for the purposes of this broadcast. Are we ready? Let's get race 2 underway then, shall we, in the Evolution Sim Racing GT3 Championship. Fantastic stuff by Marius Hibner. Big hop off the line and away he goes. Lovely, lovely launch, and he leaves the rest for dead. Tristan de Brega down the inside of Ivan Tonneson in the Porsche. Manages to survive it. What about everybody else trying to squeeze their way through? There's drama further back, and there's cars off and around. The cars involved are Dan Cross, Luke King and Matt Hoyland are off as well on the outside of the circuit. Serd Plurg is off. Whoa, 2 of the Vulcan Motorsports cars. Hayden Miller is also off and dropping places too. There's been some big drama up here at turn 4, as there's going to be even more. Hayden Miller is backwards and there's a big old traffic jam. Car 124 sneaking through all of that, as well as Luke Lucchese. Ignace Vinciszewski off in his BMW, and again his teammate off once more. Seems like it's very slippy. Vinciszewski's car is broken. That's going to be him out of the race. Luke Lucchese is off and in the wall. Goodness me. Oh no! Josh Benson around. I think he was in the race lead for a moment there. And now he's going to try and keep it under control as John Brayton back in the McLaren leads the entire field. Incredible stuff by the pro driver. Highest placed driver on wets is Ricardo Louis Pereira, and I think he's sideways. Goodness me, busy stuff down there. Now where's the car that we're next to? It's Thomas Pugh in the McLaren. Ricardo is on wets and he's on the dry bit of the track, whereas Thomas was on the wet bit of the track on dries. It's not quite how it's supposed to work. A number of cars in the pit lane. David Hutchison, Stephen Donnelly, Joe Glass, Ignace Vinciszewski, unfortunately all out of this race in the opening moments, as there's a Lamborghini around. Oh, goodness me, that was Justin Eloff. Finished 3rd in the earlier race. Now he's in what looks like the Sesto Elemento. Adam Watson's off and in the wall. Adam Watson, race 1 winner, loses his rear wing. And that is big damage to the back of the BMW. Just looks like it's got a really rubbish aerial. Look at the amount of gravel that's thrown on the track as well. Everyone's trying to risk it on the slicks, but it's just not working for them. Let's have a quick look back and see what happened to Matt Hoyland and Luke King on the first lap, as Harry Langford has just got off the road. This is Matt Hoyland that we're on board with. Oh, there's a huge check-up. Oh no, and Matt just loses it on the curbs and on the brakes. And that puts the pair of them in the wall. Let's have a look on board with Ignace Vinciszewski. So there's a spin in front, and then cars trying to all make their way past one another. I think Ignace has moved over to the right and there's a Mustang there. Then Miller's going to have contact with... Oh, it's Ignace that taps the back of Miller. He goes around, gets 1 hit, 2 hit. And then, oh, it just gets away from him. And then he's just pushed and pushed and pushed. Oh, it's nightmare fuel down there, isn't it? Absolute nightmare fuel. I think the other car that went off, it was the Sam Derbyshire Vulcan Motorsports Corvette that went off. Let's have a look. He's side by side. Is that Justin Eloff who's side by side with it? Is. In the 192 Lamborghini. Sam. Oh, there's contact there. Was that Serd Plurg? Oh, Sam got clipped by somebody. I think Hayden Miller. Then has to try and get back on. There's Stephen Donnelly trying to recover. All sorts of mayhem down there. There's still a good scrap going on here as there's cars off in front up the road. Adam Watson still carrying on despite that lack of rear wing right now, which is interesting to see. Cars everywhere you look, and Adam does have to come into the pits, unfortunately. Very slippery entrance to the pit lane as well, that'll be. Ricardo Louis Pereira, 2nd in the pro class, obviously with John Brayton back leading the entire race, but I tell you, he's doing a good job. He's gained 11 spots at the start of this one. He's on the wets. So, is it going to be the case that the tyres die later on in the race? Let's see what his grip is like compared to the Ferrari he's chasing. Hello. He's trying. He's trying to chase down Corey Price. Mikey Story, interestingly, is on the drives, and he's also gained 11 positions. Paul Cowlishaw and Ryan Walker, the two other runners on wets, have gained a lot of places. Paul Cowlishaw has gained 24 of them, so he is flying in the Suma Lambo, as we just saw Mikey Story have a spin there in the Mustang. Paul Cowlishaw on a mission, on a proper mission. I think there was some drama there for the BMW in the background of Gerald Ferree. Just got overtaken in what Gerald, I think, feels is unfair fashion. Oh, car off there at the side of the road. I think that was Harry Langford. It's down the inside. Oh, that's why Gerald was flashing his lights. Josh Benson, a little bit of contact, but a bit of unintentional understeer. Just a bit of harmless understeer. So, a lot going on. A lot going on, but John Breitenbach leads this race. Oh, what was that? That was Andrew Dawson, championship leader. Off into the wall. Oh, careful on the rejoin, Andrew. To be fair, he knew there was nothing coming. I'll give him that. Wasn't contact with another car, was it? He doesn't get the run here and then get turned. It's just he's going to kiss the curb on the right-hand side. And oh no, as he comes on, it's just going to flick one way then the other. Oh, that's nightmare. Does kiss the wall, but gets away with it. He's got a good view there that there's no cars coming, so he gets it across the track as quickly as possible. Ivan Tonneson is off the road now as well. That is down at turn 4. There's car around there in the middle of the road. That's Marius Hibmer. Hibmer started on pole position. He's sat in the middle of the track. Hopefully everyone can avoid him. Oh, goodness me. Just gets going again as they all dive out of the way. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How did they avoid that? There's Sam Derbyshire getting very friendly with Jakob Krafek. Two of them glued to one another into the right-hander there. On board now with Jakob in the Porsche as it all sorts itself out. Very busy start. So John Breitenbach leads this race, and he leads the Pro Class as well, as Christopher Starsmore is off in the Ferrari somewhere in front of us. Jakob Krafek there getting overtaken by Harry Langford in his Porsche. Louis Pereira second. Phillips third in class. Where is Starsmore? He's off here somewhere. He's jumped back to the pits. Christopher Starsmore has had a major off. And he's come back on, and oh no, don't tell me he gets clipped. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, Starsmore loses it again. Dawson's off again, and that's going to be the end of it, is it? It is. Andrew Dawson, championship leader coming into this race meeting tonight, off the road and out of the race. Let's have a look. Oh, it's another wet curb, and it's just, it's gone hard right and into the barrier, and that breaks the left rear for Andrew Dawson, and that breaks his morale by the look of it as well. Paul Cowlishaw, what a drive, 28 places gained. Lewis Kenyon is now off the road. Looked like it was going to get spicy, between Cowlishaw and Benson there. Josh Benson has hit a few cars tonight, hasn't he? But Danny Phillips goes through past Lewis Kenyon, who we see here. Lewis now overtaken by Ricardo Louis Pereira. Danny Phillips ahead of that in the McLaren. He may have had a big off in the earlier race, but he's gained, so far, 21 places in this race. Having a fantastic drive through the order. What an interesting mix of conditions here. We've got a sunset where it's rained and then gone dry. So you've got a little bit of spray on the circuit, a little bit of standing water. Look at the grip, though, and the speed from Lewis Kenyon. Right up behind Ricardo Louis Pereira in the other Acura. Bit of gravel being thrown up as well there for good measure. Hope this all looks okay, by the way, everyone. Certainly feels it from where I am at the moment. It's been really good fun to see the PC survive this well and hold on to frame rate. It's been quite the godsend. Tristan de Nebrega, by the way, he's having a bit of a godsend race. I mean, he's not gained a lot of places, but he's stayed near the front in his Acura. As there's the move by Ivan Tonneson ahead of Ricardo Louis Pereira and trying to get ahead of Lewis Kenyon, and does it. Ivan Tonneson, pretty ruthless in his way forward sometimes. Oh, never mind. He's ruthless in his way off the track limits. Oh, Ricardo Luis Pereira had to get out of that one. Here's a good scrap. Jakub Krafek has got Serd Plurg, Arthur Thurtle and Ryan Walker in here. Arthur Thurtle and Serd Plurg, certainly two guys not to be sniffed at. Let's go on board with the powerhouse Mustanger Ryan Walker. Still on wets, by the way, is Ryan Walker. I said earlier he might be Ryan Skier, but he's doing all right, isn't he? 14 spots up in this race. Dumps the clutch. Thought he was going to start drifting it then. Just to highlight, we're only a third of the way through this race so far. They both go past Arthur Thurtle, who makes a mistake out of turn 6. Listen to the Mustang for just a moment. Let me have a drink and just listen to the Mustang. Fantastic sounding bit of kit, isn't it? The V8 engine in the Mustang making a good old noise. But as you see there, Ryan is conscious of the life of these tyres, and he moves over onto the wet part of the circuit just to try and cool them down somewhat, so he is not absolutely melting them. Stephen Donnelly has unfortunately gone out of this race. He's had a crash down here at turn 4. Car's going to come to a stop, and I think that's going to be it for him. He's just, again, lost the morale. Look at the back end. It just floats off that curb. Danny Phillips, after such a great drive, is off the road. Oh, and he's off big. That's the final corner that Danny is off. Let's see what's happened to him here. He was chasing down Breitenbach, I think. No, that's not Breitenbach, is it? Oh, get off the curb, and it just won't. And he's in the wall sideways, and that's enough to break anything, including a driver's spirit. Ryan Walker has just been overtaken by Arthur Thurtle, and Luke King, who we look at here, is on the low downforce front end of that Porsche by the look of it. But again, hope you're all enjoying the broadcast here tonight. Just Chaz Draycott in the booth tonight. Unfortunately, no Dara Thacker here this evening with me. Dara and I always have a good laugh, but unfortunately he is unavailable for this race meeting. Funnily enough, he's actually near Misano at the moment. He's over in Florence in Italy. And I hope he's having a fantastic time doing whatever he is doing. He said he was going away with some friends, and it's great to be only a stone's throw away from the circuit we're racing at. You can't keep him away. Matt Hoyland, can't keep him away from a barrier by the look of it in this race. Having a right old busy night. Ben Bennyworth now fighting with Marcel Breitenbach as well. I'll show you the overall order, by the way, so you can see just how mixed up it is. We do have John Breitenbach leading this race outright, but then it's, what, 6 or 7 elite drivers behind that. And then Ricardo Luis Pereira, who still has gained 10 spots from where he started in this race. So he's having a great run of it. Lewis Kenyon has got Ivan Tonneson all over the back of him in the Porsche. And it will be a day-to-night race, this one. Sorry, just a moment there, just to clear my throat a little bit there. Having a bit of a struggle with talking this much. It's a miracle, actually. It's not something normal I struggle with, but clearly it is tonight. Jakub Krafek struggling with grip, it seems, right now. As he runs wide, loses more and more places. Serd Plurg and Arthur Thurtle still having a good old fight. Serd Plurg, wow, through the mountain of gravel that's accumulated at turn 4. They're chasing down Paul Cavlishaw, who is on wets, and as you can see, is on the struggle bus right now. Don't think there's anybody other than John Breitenbach. Actually, no, to be fair, yeah, John Breitenbach is the only person I was going to say anyway. What's happened to Breitenbach? Has he lost his rear wing? He has. John Breitenbach has had a big accident somewhere. Oh, dearie me. From the lead of the race, John Breitenbach has binned it. In the McLaren, he's going to hit that curb and go flying. It's going to go hard left. Oh no, John. Oh no. Big, big moment. Oh, that aerial at the top of the camera is annoying, isn't it? You can't unsee that now. But John Breitenbach has had another issue as well. I was just saying that's... Oh, hello, there's Arthur Thurtle. Goodbye, Arthur Thurtle. I was just saying that he is the only driver that will have been on both podiums if it stays as it is. And now, well, there's none of them. Ricardo Luis Pereira leads the pro class after his hard work. It has paid off so far, but he's still on the wets though. Are they going to last to the end, or is Jakub Krafek going to be able to catch up? Have to see how these guys all get on in the later stages here, because it will change. I mean, look at Ricardo now, having to be very, very careful. Serd Plurg right behind him. Look at the run that Serd gets off the corner. Luke King also streams past him like he's not there. Certainly not working out for these guys on the wets right now, is it? I think the progress of the dry tyres is now becoming apparent. I don't think that they're easily going to be able to get away with this. Hello, that was sudden sudden closing on the brakes there. Luke King has gained 24 places in this race though. Serd Plurg has only gained 2 from where he started. Both of them have front end damage on the car. That now means that Tristan Dinnebrega leads the race outright for the moment. And Tristan will be very, very pleased with that. Didn't score any podiums at Virginia last time. So to come back and be here at Misano with a win would be great. Ryan Walker, importantly, one of the drivers on the wets, is off the road. Back on in front of his teammate. Oh no, it wasn't his teammate Adam Watson. Sorry, I saw a blue and neon yellow-ish BMW, but it's actually Gerald Ferry, and he has decided that his Ferry's foray is done. Side by side here between Paul Cowlishaw, again another driver on the wets. Luke Lucchese round him like he's not there. Arthur Thurtle wanted to come through as well, thank you. Ben Bennyworth also wanting to scythe on by, sideways for Cowlishaw. That car is going to feel like it's got 4 shopping trolley wheels underneath it, especially if he does that. A little bit later on the brakes than the car in front of him. Ivan Tonneson and Josh Benson, by the way, have had a bit of a scrap here. Or is it? No, it's Josh Kenyon? No, Josh Benson and Lewis Kenyon. Tonneson has gotten past Kenyon, and then another little biff there. Lewis Kenyon clearly not having a good time of it here. Tonneson gets past him just before that as well. Oh, dearie me. There's no need for it, gentlemen. There is no need for it. At the end of the day, if someone's doing that to you, you do not retaliate. And I mean, yeah, Lewis Kenyon put himself in that scenario by retaliating and trying to give it back, I'm afraid. Tonneson's in the pits as a result. Luke Lucchese is off the road. Whoa, big time. Big off for Lucchese. Hopefully he doesn't come back onto the racing line. Oh, and he does, and that is Dan Cross that's just gone. Oh, no, it's not Dan Cross. Who was that hit him? That was Macaulay Watkins, and now there's more contact. Oh, devastating stuff. Luke Lucchese off the road. Let's see how it all came about. Nightmare fuel tonight, this. Oh, he's just got to the wet line, and look at that. The car gets away from him so suddenly. Tries to get it out of the way, and gets a smack in the rear. And then there was further contact, so both of them try and move over. Oh, and then Luke spins. Oh, that is gutting stuff. Mikey Story now off the road in the Mustang. I'm surprised you can fit it in that gravel trap, to be honest. He's going to be throwing a lot of it down. Tristan Dinnebrega won't care. He's way out in front now. 4 seconds over Corey Price in the HSR Ferrari. James Howarth now off the road. God, it's an absolute bloodbath out there at Misano tonight. I imagine the DMs that James is going to get after this it's going to be never ending. Some proper incidents going on here tonight. Drivers not doing things by halves, are they? Luke King now, as we are looking back at Ivan Tonneson. Ivan hoping to continue this rise up through the order. Lovely sight here as he follows on from the RDSA Porsche. Sam Derbyshire doing the fastest lap of the race, by the way, in 5th position. Keep an eye on Sam, because he's definitely got the legs over the other cars around him at the minute. And to be fair, Ivan Tonneson was faster than just about everyone. That'll be the end of the incident points for him. He came in with a drive-through earlier, and Ivan Tonneson, with that off-track, has just been disqualified. Watkins, Cowlishaw, you can also see black flags for as well. Harry Langford has a black flag, I think. There's a little black box next to his name. Tonneson is out. Langford also under pressure. Right now, fastest man on the circuit is this man, Sam Derbyshire, in the Corvette for Vulcan Motorsports. Josh Benson is the car in front of him, having a fight with Thomas Pugh just up the road. But they're 3 seconds clear. That car right in front is the Mustang of Ryan Walker. That is not for position, but Ryan is right behind Paul Cowlishaw, and they are for position. They're two drivers both on the wet tyres. Highest placed driver on the wets at the moment is Ricardo Luis Pereira. He's 6th in his class. As here comes the flashing of the lights from Sam, understandably. But Ricardo Luis Pereira is 17th overall right now. And I think, yes, Paul Cowlishaw comes into the pits and admits defeat on the wet tyres. 9 minutes to go here at Misano in the Evolution Sim Racing GT3 Championship, round number 6, Season 9, Split A, with Chaz Draker on comms. Hope you're all enjoying the show tonight. It's been a very busy one. Dara is going to hopefully be watching this one back after his jollies. And I hope that he enjoys watching the chaos of this come together. But Tristan Dinabrega, well, if he watches it back, he won't believe the chaos that happened behind him as well. He's just running his race at the front of the order. He was faster than Sam Derbyshire and just about everybody else on the circuit on that last lap. Very solid pace from him. It does say Jakob Krafek has just taken the lead. But he's taken the lead in his class from Chris Jennings and Marcel Breitenbach. How's this for a top 3? Jakob Krafek has gained 13 places. Chris Jennings, second, has gained 16. Marcel Breitenbach, 28 positions gained by the barbecue bread racing driver to get up to there. Imagine if he goes on to win this class. He was on very similar pace to the guys around him on that last lap. He's got all potential to go on and win this class, you know. He's got Arthur Thurtle right behind him, though. Maybe Arthur can sort of be a bit of a key to open up this fight in front of him. Let's just bear witness for a moment. You can see Arthur thinking about his opportunities here. Marcel down the inside. It's 3 wide for the Pro Class lead almost as Jennings goes through. Now, Arthur won't want to spoil the party here too much, or will he? He's alongside Marcel. Backs out of it. Gives Marcel the freedom to do as he pleases. But right in front of us now, we have the top 3 in the Pro Class. And they are making contact with one another. Krafek into the back of Chris Jennings, and oh no, Arthur puts his nose down the inside. Marcel says, please don't, sunshine. Harry Langford is into the pits. I think maybe he's had a drive-through penalty. This is busy racing here between these guys, but this is the lead battle in Pro. And Chris Jennings has the position for now from Jakob Krafek and Marcel Breitenbach. How long will he hold on to that? And will Chris get away? I mean, we've seen great things from Chris in other championships. I've commentated and broadcasted him quite a bit before. He's been wonderful to watch. Lewis Kenyon is suddenly right in front of him now in the Acura. And Lewis is moving out of the way. Strange stuff as Lewis Kenyon moves over. Marcel Breitenbach looking down the inside of Jakob Krafek. Wasn't helped by the offline NSX there. Tristan Dinabrega continuing to lead the way. We need to go a bit further forward as well because Sam Derbyshire... Oh, actually, Luke King is off the road on the exit of the hairpin those guys were just getting to. But I was going to say, Sam Derbyshire all over the back of Thomas Pugh as they come across the line now. I said to keep an eye on the Corvette, and he's making consistent progress towards the front of the field. Don't think he's got long enough to take the win here with 23 seconds to the race leader and only 5.5 minutes. Unless there's a major incident with all the front runners. Look at this now, though. As he tries it round the outside into turn 4. Thomas runs a little bit wide. And the McLaren doesn't look very comfortable right now, does it? It seems like Sam has definitely got the pace, he's got the legs, he's got the corner exit as well. Moves over to the right-hand side. Doesn't quite get the run, though. I think Thomas is opening the door on the inside to say go on, and oh, I mean, Thomas sort of opened the door, and I mean, you can flash your lights all you want. It looked like he was opening the door, and then he closed it again. What was that about, boys? I mean, from Sam Derbishire's perspective, we'll have another look. Looks like he'd moved over right to left. He goes back down the inside, and then he comes across. It's a hard one to judge that for Sam. Thomas Pugh, I'm sure, knew what he was doing, but from Sam's perspective... Oh. Apologies. The sim has just absolutely died. Oh, goodness me. Well, after all I was saying before about how well this PC's been handling it, unfortunately, it's just completely died. Let me just quickly see then if I can get us back into this, everyone. Give me a moment. Okay, it's letting me back in, but obviously we didn't have long of that race left, so I'm going to get in as quickly as possible. This is where it's an added benefit to have one of the fastest CPUs you can get right now. Bear with me. And for the record as well, no sign or signal as to why that crash happened. Can't see anything at the moment to point out what happened there. I'm so sorry. Okay, as you can hear, we are now back in. So hopefully this picks it up nice and sharpish. And there we go. Tristan Dinnebrega still leads the way, with Corey Price now in second place, Josh Benson in third position. So sorry about that, everyone. Very, very strange issue to have. It may load in some of the liveries and sort of reload them bit by bit, but yeah, there are only a few laps to go. Maybe even just one more lap here, actually, for Tristan Dinnebrega, as he continues to lead this race here at Misano. But in the Pro class, Chris Jennings, Jakub Krafek and the like are all together. And as you can see, it's now not drawing all the cars on the circuit again, which is a strange issue to have. It seems to have reverted back a little bit in terms of the settings. It's saying that Tristan Dinnebrega is not on the track, but he absolutely is. So ignore the fact that he's dropping down. Do apologise. He is still there, look. It just takes a second to flick over when we find him. So we'll keep our eye on the race leader, and we'll do what we can do. There are going to be a number of cars on the left that say they are out of this race, but that is not the case. All I can do is justify any strange behaviours of the overlay right now. So, Tristan Dinnebrega on his way to what could be a potential race victory here. He's working hard and has worked hard all race. Corey Price is starting to close in on him, you know, though. Look, this is Corey in the Ferrari right now. putting in some solid work to catch up with the race leader. His last lap was actually a little bit slower than Tristan, but before that he was quicker. So it's been close between these two. Right now, Corey on a mission to try and win this race ahead of the NSX. Looks like Tristan is just going to hold on though after what's been an incredibly busy night here at Misano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli. It was Watson, Derbyshire and Eloff earlier on, and then in the Pro Class it was Breitenbach, Donnelly and Starsmore. But it was the other Breitenbach, Jean Breitenbach, not Marcel, that was on for a podium. Very mixed results here this evening to really spice up the championship as we head into the second half. Around the final corner though comes the South African Tristan Dinnebrega, and he gets the job done here at Misano. He's going to be happy with that one. Flashes the lights and crosses the line, takes the victory. Corey Price is going to finish in second. Third place should go the way of Josh Benson. Yes, here he is going round the last sector now. There's bodywork and bits all over the circuit on the right-hand side. But Benson does the job in third. A great podium for him. As we now look back to find Chris Jennings. Where is Chris? He's up at the top of the circuit. Krafek and Breitenbach not too far behind him at all. Is he going to be able to hold on? It looks like he will. I don't see any reason for the others to get past, barring a mistake from our class leader. Jennings wasn't on the podium at Virginia at all. Krafek will be really happy with the podium as well. He's not had one in quite a while. And then Marcel Breitenbach will be in third position. Around the final corner they go. Adam Watson for company just behind. It's a win in the class, in Pro Class for Chris Jennings. Very well done indeed to Chris. Great performance, that one. Absolutely brilliant. But what about your overall winner, Tristan Dinnebrega, taking a much needed win after a very topsy-turvy season. And what a chase down at the end there that was by Corey Price. He really threw everything at that one. A huge apology there for the issues, everyone, with the sim crash in there. Like I say, I had no indication as to what that was. In terms of temperatures and things, I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a cooler that tells me everything live, and the GPU, the graphics card itself, is only 53 degrees at the minute, and considering they happily operate at over 80, that's nothing to worry about. The CPU itself isn't even that, it's 45 degrees C. So it's obviously not been worked too hard tonight to maintain just 60 frames per second here on iRacing. As James Howarth completes the in-lap, and we can have a look at the race results. So it's Tristan Dinnebrega taking the win by less than a second from Corey Price, with Josh Benson in third position. Sam Derbyshire was fourth ahead of Thomas Pugh, with Serd Plurg in sixth, Luke King in seventh, Adam Watson eighth, and Harry Langford in ninth. Then it was Mike Barber in 10th position, Arthur Thurtle in 11th, with Andrew Dawson in 12th, Hayden Miller 13th, and he was the last car on the lead lap. Behind that was Lewis Kenyon and Ryan Walker, Justin Eloff and Ivan Tonneson, who was out the race, Luke Lucchese as well, Marius Hibmer, Ignas Vinciszewski, Dan Handover, Jan Stitchbury, a lot of big names out of the race in that one. Chris Jennings takes the win in Pro, with the top three covered by less than a second. Jakob Krafek in second place, Marcel Breitenbach in third. Mikey Story was fourth ahead of Ben Bennyworth, with James Howarth in sixth. Jean Breitenbach a lap down in seventh ahead of Ricardo Louis Pereira and Danny Phillips. Behind that, Matt Hoyland was 3 laps down, Macaulay Watkins was 6, Paul Cowlishaw 7 laps down, and then the drivers that didn't finish were Dan Cross, Gerald Ferree, Christopher Starsmore, Joe Spara, Stephen Donnelly, Joe Glass and David Hutchison. Done dirty by the overlay there, it is safe to say. So I'm going to try and see how far back I can get the sim to go here for the sort of slow-mo footage that we're going to have in the background, and we'll obviously put some music on in the meantime, and we'll see who we've got for an interview. Oh yes, of course we have to have a chat with our race winner, Tristan Dinnebrega. Tristan, welcome to the booth, mate. You must be probably relieved, I think is the word, after that one. That was not an easy night, that. Oh, bear with me 1 second. They will not be able to hear you for a moment. 1 sec. Try now.
Can you hear me now?
There we go, we can hear you now. Yeah, sorry, had to reset a few things because unfortunately had a sim crash near the end of that one, which cost us a lot of the footage. But still, yeah, bet you're over the moon now, aren't you?
Oh, bro, sweating like mad. But super happy. I mean, yeah, I don't know when last I had a win in ESR, so I'll take it. Yeah, obviously, quali was a bit crazy. It looks like a lot of the guys got away with if you did one lap on the slicks. I just got caught out, and I don't know if you saw, I qualified I think P33 or P34. So yeah, obviously I had to work my way through. I finished I think P13 overall in race 1, and then obviously that gave me like a second row start in race 2, and obviously capitalized with it. It was sketchy obviously on the slicks in the wet track, but good fun. And yeah, very, very fortunate to walk away with a win.
Absolutely, and I mean, the conditions were always going to be a bit of a spicy point here tonight, and I mean, it didn't look like it favoured everybody. Do you prefer racing in the wet, though? You seem quite comfortable at points.
I think it just stems from my real racing background. I just love the wet conditions, mixed conditions as well. I'm one of those drivers that can adapt quite quickly. I enjoyed it. I enjoy the challenge and the fun of it. So generally, I have done well in the wet, and yeah, I do enjoy the conditions. And also the start, we didn't know if we were going to go dry or wet, so it was like also a toss-up on what we were going to do. And I think there were 2 cars that started on the wets, and then the rest started on dry. So that also always a challenge, and it adds a nice curveball to everyone. And then I think those first 2 laps were proper sketchy in certain corners, but yeah, we obviously made it work. And Jean, unfortunately, he looked like he was really quick in the start, and then he had a bit of an off, I think in turn 2 or 3. And then yeah, Corey Price at the end had mega pace, and he was chasing me down. So I was like, just keep it on the black stuff, and let's see if we can bring some good points home.
Well, it certainly worked out for you, mate, and great to get some good points, and obviously, you know, nice to see you have a win again after quite a while. So, yeah, fantastic to see it. I always try and remain unbiased, but obviously, you know, there's certain characters in the league that I speak to more often than not, and it's always good to see a smile on people's faces and to hear a smile on the face as well. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
To my teammates, Justin, who just seems to love to throw away podiums and wins. Justin, you love. Love you, bro. And then, yeah, to Luke, who's having a real tough time with things at the moment. He's got things happening in his life and all that. So, yeah, just chin up to him. Keep on cracking on. I'm sure those podiums will come back to him at some point. And then, yeah, to the rest of the guys, RDSA Esports, to all my real teammates in real life. Yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for all the support. And Chaz, to you, always, we appreciate your support. I know there's a lot of people to cover in the race and a lot of cars and action happening, but we always do appreciate the kind words and any coverage that we do get. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Tristan. Pleasure as always, mate. Go and enjoy the moment, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Cheers, bye.
Tristan Dinnebrega there, and again, apologies for the footage being a bit strange here. Obviously, some of the cars at certain points we didn't have them on the circuit, so they will not show up here in for the interviews or well, as background footage as such. Let's speak to Adam Watson, shall we? Adam, not the second race you would have wanted there, mate. An interesting fight back through, but flipping heck, a great first race. It couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah, race 1, I wasn't expecting the BMW to be as strong in the wet. Well, it was good in the heavy rain, but not when it dried out. Because then people started, like when it's got mixed and started drying, people started catching me. But luckily I built the gap. I wasn't expecting to be leading. Justin broke very early, and then just give me the inside, why don't you? And then it was contact, but he turned in thinking I wasn't going to be there. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's right at lap 1.
Yeah, I mean, it was a busy first few moments, especially in those conditions as well. You can't really take any chances. What did it feel like with the car getting used to the conditions and obviously developing as it dried out?
As I said, like race 1 when it was really wet, it was good. Race 2, I just had to manage with traction control, change different settings and through that. And then race 2, the car felt really good. From lap 1, I was up to 5th or 6th already. So on lap 1 it was really strong, and then I just felt like an idiot and decided to go off the track twice and spin, which didn't help. And then obviously drive through because instant points somehow picked up 3 4Xs, and then obviously the spin, and then doesn't help then having to. I could have got away with not pitting and not having to take a fast repair, but I think it would have been too slow.
Well, it was certainly an interesting night, that's safe to say. Obviously, the season has another 2 half-hour races coming up next time round. Are you excited for the next round?
No, it's Monaco in France, so that's no.
Well, understandable, mate. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before you go?
All the Altitude 3M team, all the sponsors, Johnny obviously for supporting us with the with 3M and just anything that's associated with the team.
Lovely stuff. Good to speak to you as always, Adam. Thank you very much for being a part of the show, and hopefully see you again soon.
Thank you.
Okay, let's grab one more, and yes, I'm glad to finally speak to Chris Jennings, who took the win in class in that second race. Chris, a big amount of work in that second one, mate. 27th on the grid, up into 8th place overall, and a class win. You must be buzzing. Oh, he's disappeared. Hello, Chris. Are you there?
Sorry, my mistake.
I wondered what on earth happened. I'm very good, mate. Not as good as you, I imagine, though. You must be buzzing with that, mate.
I don't know what happened. It was only within the last few laps that I realised I might be winning this for the pro class. So, yeah, mad race.
Absolutely. Not only was it obviously wet to dry, but also light to dark as well. A bit of everything, and a true test of my new PC and everyone else's.
I bet. Yeah, seeing the drawing line was really getting pretty tricky. Kind of had to feel it, I think. But yeah, it was tough.
Certainly looked like it, but I mean, Misano, is it a circuit you usually enjoy? Is it one that you were quite happy to arrive at, regardless of conditions?
I think I used to do ACC, and it was quite a popular track there, so I think I know the track pretty well. Although I haven't driven it much in iRacing until the last week or so. But yeah, it just seemed to click for me, and yeah, it was a bit of a shame. First race, I messed up quality and I had all sorts of drama, which didn't help. But then, yeah, that last race certainly made up for it.
Well, it looked like I was going to say, it looked like a lot of hard work as well to go into it. But like you say, sometimes these races can be so chaotic. Like you said, you don't really realise where you're at in the bigger picture until later on, do you?
100%. Yeah, it was really hard. I don't trust my race laps to tell me where I am, and I was starting to see where the P's were, and I was thinking, I'm quite in the top 10 here. There can't be many in front. And then when I got past Jakub, I thought, this might be it. This might be a win. So yeah, I was really just trying to keep it on the track from there, because there's a lot of danger around. If you just went off the line slightly, there's a lot of people spinning off, and I almost did it a couple of times. So yeah.
Well, it was
gripping
fantastic.
the wheel.
I was going to say, yeah. I imagine there's you could probably take your fingerprints off it now, to be honest, after that one. What was the shout out you want to give then for those watching at home or anyone that supported you?
I mean, the Axis team, they're a great bunch. I think Tom had a good race as well in the elites. Shame for David. I think he was quick at this track as well, but he had a few dramas. But yeah, great bunch of the Axis team, and obviously call out to you and on the commentary. Always good to check in. So yeah, thanks, Chaz.
No worries, thank you. Pleasure to speak to you as always, Chris. Thank you very much for joining me, and hopefully see you again soon.
Yeah, will do. Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.
Looks like there's a bit of a debrief going on in the interview waiting room at the moment. Unfortunately, though, that is the time we have for tonight here on Evolution Sim Racing. Once again, let me apologise for the issues towards the end there with the sim crashing and the problems involved. Really not sure what caused that, and I'm going to try and obviously look into that and make sure that doesn't happen again. But I like to think that the PC held up quite well tonight. It was one of my key reasons for upgrading, was this championship and making sure I could still do broadcasts for these guys in decent quality and make it look pretty, and I think it held up well when it wasn't crashing. Thanks so much to the championship sponsors though, as always, Trophy AI, Kame, GP2 Group and SimCoach. Thanks also to Motorsport UK Esports for recommending the Evolution Sim Racing GT3 Championship and Evolution Sim Racing as a recommended community. That's all for tonight though, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again in a week's time.
For the upcoming right-hander, brake 30 meters later and ease off the pressure.